this with left side attack. That has been a big positive for them.
Good, quick off.
Yes!
Pass by Matt Anderson. An adjustment bringing him into the reception.
He's an excellent passer. They love to have him pass, and he's a key part of the passing pattern. But this is what's really important. Aaron Russell being good at the net and scoring, he has to be really good throughout the course of the tournament. He's already started off strong.
Christensen from the service line.
Oh, you missed!
You're going to see Matt Anderson in service reception ball throughout. That is the plan. Matt feels much more connected to the game when he's receiving. The only place he plays opposite is with the national team. He typically is an outside hitter professionally the rest of the year, began his career as an outside hitter for the United States. It's rare you have someone who feels more connected by having that much more responsive
He missed! Yeah.
in service reception. So you will see a variety of different locations where he is in receiving.
He likes how it feels. It's not necessarily a pass to attack number. It's just being in the mix. It gets him into the game. Feels more comfortable.
Good serve by Christensen. Poor first contact. And the United States now with the 8-6 advantage. Ball right on target there and out of the middle. Quickly scoring is Argentina once again.
That is a nice pass. Argentina, again, back and forth. It's going to be about ball. It's going to be about defensive ball control, passing. That whole first touch is going to be key in this match.
22, Nicholas Zerba back to the service line, who had that kill back row combination. Absolutely.
Is it out?
TJ DeFalco salutes the ball.
It is out, yes.
Nice job of increasing his velocity over the last 3 seasons. Looking back to that match in Tokyo, a much skinnier TJ DeFalco. He's gained 15 pounds of muscle on his frame, and it shows when he unloads on the ball.
There's John Speraw, head coach for the United States and at UCLA, coaching his 3rd Olympic Games.
It's out, yes.
We're going to call this number an awful lot.
No, it's
Tokyo bronze medal, the #1 scorer. A lot of people forget that. Facundo Conti with Bruno Lima that led that tournament in scoring. Chance for Argentina in transition. Lima again. 3-man block for the United States stops that.
Yes!
Block up in front, your numbers go up dramatically. And it isn't even that the 3rd man has to get it, it's that he has to be in the vision of the hitter.
So far, Max Holt pretty good with service pressure from the line. Nice dig. Speaking of down the line, Christensen with that. One of the biggest concerns for the United States men was health in their training phase coming into the Olympic Games. How would you assess that in their opening match?
Aaron Russell's out there, that's huge. He's going to be the key for the American side. Taylor Averill is playing, so question is, what's the health of Dave Smith? Is he available, is he not available? I don't know. We understand from John that they're feeling pretty good. Guys are making progress, and where 2 weeks ago we didn't feel comfortable.
Yes!
Sideline now. Multiple Olympic Games for Jeschke, and he's been bothered by some health problems as well. Actually, one day in practice, he and Micah Christensen were going after a ball, collided, and Christensen came away with a concussion, had to miss several days. Here's Anderson. Danani with a perfect pass. Loser, that ball is down. DeFalco thought that he got underneath that, but give the kill to Loser and to Argentina. There now after the kill goes back to the service line. Very nice first contact by his teammates to get him in position to score out of the middle. Taking his time. If you're wondering, they're just cleaning up some sweat on the other side. Got to make sure the surface is safe for the players. Averill getting the start ahead of Dave Smith.
one of the most fun players to watch celebrate, even when he's not on the court. When he's on the bench, he is the first one celebrating a point for the USA, and I think the chemistry is really, really good with him on the court.
What they call him Sunshine.
Not lacking in personality.
Oh, you got the first set, yes. Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. It's out.
Very even start between the United States and Argentina. Argentina ranked 8th in the world. The United States at number 6. Pretty good passing so far by both teams into Russell. The push against Pacheco. And a better block, but still covered by Argentina. Keeping the ball off the floor. That's really a good swing. Really good swing by Argentina. Out of system, almost falling down out on the left side.
Well, taking a big rip when the ball is off the net is important, and you see him step back. Here's the ball that's dug and keeps going and covered, and watch the ball pull. The block. Everybody pulls, and then he has an open spot.
Luciano Polonsky with his first kill. Let's go down the sideline and Heather Cox.
Well, hey guys, I talked to assistant coach Matt Furberger for the U.S.
Yes.
About the X factors tonight. He believes that the United States has to take advantage of its blocking, serving, and siding out what he calls the medium ball offense. So those passes that pull the setter off the net, saying we are great recyclers on huge high balls. He also did admit that Argentina's middles are amazing thanks to their setter Pacheco. So they need to keep Argentina out of system with their serve. How would you grade that scouting report so far, guys?
Yes.
Work right there for the Americans.
They get it?
After from the service line.
He did, yeah.
Situation. And you have to take advantage of those. I like the American service so far. That was the big focus in Tokyo. The amount of serves that they missed. They had 15 service errors and 1 ace in that final match, but that was just symptomatic of what had gone on in previous matches for the American side. 96 service errors in that tournament. Sorry, 14 errors in that one with Argentina, not 15. And yeah, he is over. Have we just abandoned this call? He is over.
And he was over. So we'll see if they're going to call it.
To explain, if you're in the back row,
God challenge
you can
first.
usually attack.
Oh, it's it, yes. It's out, yes.
The United States got away with one earlier. Very strange for there to be any confusion. It's a really easy call to make for both the up referee and the second referee. And with that, you're going to have a timeout called by Argentinian head coach Marcelo Mendez. We'll step aside. Opening set in Paris, the United States on top of Argentina.
Heather likes things smooth. So when she had a rough time getting a weight loss appointment, she came to us. Through Roe, she connected with a provider online and got a GLP-1 prescription. Now she's on her way to losing 20% of her weight in a year with diet and exercise.
Now that's smooth.
We got you, Heather. See if you qualify at roe.co/TV.
This is our night.
Shingles doesn't care, but Shingrix protects. Only Shingrix is proven over 90% effective. Shingrix is a vaccine used to prevent shingles in adults 50 years and older. Shingrix does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients or to a previous dose. An increased risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome is observed after getting Shingrix. Fainting can also happen. The most common side effects are pain, redness, and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and upset stomach. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Shingrix today.
Opening set in Paris, the United States on top of Argentina, 16-12, continuing to streak points together. A couple of unforced errors on the perimeter by Argentina.
There's been a lot of debate about how good this team is, and talking to John Sprague and this generation of players about how good this generation of players really is. And I asked the question, is this the second best generation of USA volleyball players ever? If you were to talk about their collective body of work?
I think without question.
Yes.
Over time. That's what we're talking about. Look at the previous, around your time. Right?
I think that's the greatest generation.
Right? That's the greatest.
Now, you might be saying, well, why? I don't feel like that. if you're a fan sometimes. I think they're just missing the dominant wins. They've been so close so many times. 3 times they've been B&L runners-up. 19, 22, 23. They won the World Cup in 2018. There's a big win. But the 2016 Olympic semifinal, that was so close. They were on their way to the final, and then they weren't because of Italy. And unfortunately, the way to get from good to great is defined by Super Bowls, World Series, and gold medals. And it's a harsh metric, but I think that's where we're at. These guys just need the stamp on the end of this last dance USA Olympics.
In the 80s, 84 gold, 88 gold, but in between, 85 World Championship, 86 World Championship, 85 World Cup. There was no World League in those days. There was no VNL.
And you might be arguing about, well, what about the guys who won gold in 08?
Right.
Fantastic team.
Absolutely.
However,
Fantastic team. Yes.
1996, not a good result. 2000, the worst result. 2004, building back into the medal round, finished 4th, good result. 2008, the peak. But you can't apply that over the whole distance of that time.
Challenge was for a block touch, and there you can see the official rule. You get 2 challenges per set. You can challenge block touch. No longer can challenge ball in or out. That's all done electronically. We saw that in the first match, won by Italy over Brazil. John Spera's concerns about the quality offense for Argentina are certainly bearing fruit.
There's so many weapons. Again, when Checo just lays it back there, when the block's just a little bit late getting there and catching up, he has the hitters that can attack high off the block. Certainly Lima can. He's a phenomenal attacker that sees the block show up like when he can hit a high hand.
Anderson, perfect pass, covered by Shoji.
Mike Christensen is trying to get Aaron Russell going. That is just his second kill.
Yes!
The line, but going back to Russell over and over again is going to allow him to score. That's when he heats up. The confidence builds when he gets repeat sets.
John Spera is screaming. He wants the play stopped, and he gets one of his assistant coaches to press the pad over on the side. Facundo Conti was well under the net, but Argentina will argue that he was outside the playing surface.
Challenge during the rally. As soon as you see something that you want challenge, you have to hit the button and risk it.
Christensen is the captain. Facundo Conti is not the captain.
And Mike is just laughing at him. Like,
your entire foot has to be over the center line, and he was straddling it, and the rest of him was outside. You can challenge foot fault on the center line, foot fault on the 3-meter line, foot fault on the service line. We've talked about block touch. Can't challenge ball in or out. 2 challenges per set.
And we're not getting a good look at it here. I'd be interested to see how this is decided, how much of him was outside of that line underneath, where you actually can cross underneath, play a ball back, as long as it's outside the antenna, and then cross back underneath the net, as long as you don't go onto the surface on the other side, inside of the lines. And clearly, you can't do that. He put his hand down. Oh, man. That's not even in question. But unsuccessful. John Spera's not going to be happy about this.
Well, down to 1 challenge still. On the good side, they do have a comfortable lead at 19-15 in this opening set, best 3 out of 5. To Checo back to the line. Very unusual interpretation. Officials don't like to make that call, but he interfered with the play. Max Holt, number 12, out of the middle. The United States passing the ball just Argentina, maybe even better.
Really well. That's the key. They had to focus in there. Remember that pass? Perfect. And Holt gets up fast. I mean, you talk about experience, age, all of these things. You look at that. He's still getting off the floor, getting up high, and is able to see the block. comes back, rips a jump serve.
Talk about the age of Anderson and David Smith, but right there as well, 37 years of age for number 12, who just killed that ball. Net violation called against Argentina, and the run for the United States now on top by 6.
TJ DeFalco has become increasingly valuable for the American side. Remember, Irving Escapet in that gold medal final and throughout that tournament, the way that he played for France, that is the role that TJ DeFalco has taken on for the Americans. A creative, effective attacker as well as a complete player.
It's your first job?
I know what I'm doing.
Oh, good.
Here we go.
Get down on the floor! Where's all the money?
Wait, there's no money?
You want a smaller bag?
Everybody's after us.
No one's gonna stop a fire truck. What did I tell you? Being a fireman a good idea?
And you are not wrong.
Who said?
The Instigators. Rated R. Streaming soon on Apple TV+.
The Lexus take on luxury. Take it wherever you go. Live up to it with the all-new GX.
United States against Argentina. Strong 5-1 run and a pretty good response. Bruno Lacerre out of the middle once again. Boy, did he have a fantastic tournament just 3 short years ago.
Yeah, 6'6", listed at 198 centimeters. He's an undersized middle blocker, but routinely the best blocker. Does a really nice job with his hands. He's quick off the floor. Good reads even before the set goes.
Here's Conti Argentina running out of time here in this opening set. Anderson with the pass and missed that ball out of bounds.
One thing I like about Argentina's team culture is that they do not roll over. No, you can't steamroll them out of a set where they will give up. It's not true of all the countries.
We talked about early on is that dive on the court is unique and it's special.
Yes!
Wonderful time with his father Ugo Conti during the course of that bronze medal game when Argentina beat Brazil. His father, one of the legendary players for Argentina, was calling the match just down from us in Tokyo. Good block again, Averill and Christensen.
Averill did a
Yes!
what he does well side the ball, but he gets there. Look how he flies and even finishes past Christensen on this block. You have to be that fast and that explosive to make that move.
It's a couple of swings now. Matt's gotten around the side of the ball. He missed that one at the net, and now in service, the same thing. You're trying to put some side spin on that ball, but occasionally get too much to the side of the ball, not enough at the top of the ball to generate the top spin that it needs to go down in on the curve.
Tough serve down the line. What a pass by DeFalco. That had ace written all over it. Lima through the block and down, number 12 in white.
Lima's able to find the court, but let's go back to that pass. That was a ripped jump serve. Falco keeps it alive and gets up. He could set this ball and still makes a big swing on this, but this is what Argentina does well. They can set this ball behind to Lima and he can find the space on the court to score.
Timeout called by the United States, taking no chances. There's Micah Christensen out of Honolulu originally, already in his 3rd Olympic Games, 31 years of age. Time goes by so fast. Already a father of 2, was on that bronze medal winning team in Rio, which was a wonderful comeback. That was over Russia at the time. Last match of day 1 indoor volleyball in Paris. There have already been some very interesting results. Give those to you in just a second. The United States much anticipated rematch with Argentina, who knocked the Americans out of Tokyo 3 years ago. And so far, with Selena Rockwell, Kevin Barnett, I'm Paul Sunderland, Heather Cox on the sideline. 23-19 solid start for the United States.
To get that ball, he cranks it back outside off the hands. You can see he gets there, and he's hitting that thing flat off the top. That ball will not land in the court if it does not touch the ball.
Set point number 1 for DeFalco. Good service pressure out of system. Off speed. DeFalco trying to track that down. Very, very smart shot.
Usually TJ has that one.
Well, he stopped, and he was in the rush, and he read the deep angle shot, and the ball ended up skipping off the block in the other direction. You'll see him pause, look at this high flat shot. It just deflected in the wrong direction, and he couldn't get back up to make the play.
Good slide, though. Very good slide. Diving competition started today. He's got a future. Off the top of the tape, set point. And Aaron Russell, number 2 in red. You pointed it out, Kevin. A little quiet to start, but there was nothing quiet at all about that big swing by Aaron Russell, back healthy again after missing the games in Tokyo.
The games of the 33rd Olympics.
God, it got the first done.
That's how you business differently. Royal Caribbean, come see, and Uber.
For people who feel limited by the unpredictability of generalized myasthenia gravis and who are anti-AChR antibody positive, season to season, Ultomiris is continuous symptom control with improvement in activities of daily living. It is reduced muscle weakness, and Ultomiris is the only long-acting GMG treatment with the freedom of just 6 to 7 infusions per year. For a predictable routine, I can count on.
Ultomiris can lower your immune system's ability to fight infections, increasing your chance of serious meningococcal infections, which may become life-threatening or fatal, and other types of infections. Complete or update your meningococcal vaccines at least 2 weeks before starting Ultomiris. If Ultomiris is urgent, you should also receive antibiotics with your vaccines. Before starting Ultomiris, tell your doctor about all of your medical conditions and medications. Ultomiris can cause reactions such as back pain, tiredness, dizziness, limb discomfort, or bad taste. Ultomiris is moving forward with continuous symptom control. Ask your neurologist about starting Ultomiris.
When you have skin in the game, you reach for what's vital.
That's vital. That one's vital. Definitely that.
Neutrogena, recommended by dermatologists, and is the #1 face care brand.
#1? Can't beat that.
Neutrogena. Pushing yourself can push you to the limit. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery with high-quality protein to build muscle, so you can power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power, proud partner of Team USA.
To 50 years with my best friend.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty absorbs spills like a sponge and is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From M. Night Shyamalan. This whole concert's a trap. Comes a terrifying new experience.
What's going on, Daddy?
You hold this? Trap. Rated PG-13, August 2nd.
Somewhere, there's a man opening the neighborhood gym early so a kid can work on her jump shot. Somewhere, girls are drawing their own finish lines. Champions are turning into legends. And somewhere, teammates are whispering into the ears of the unsure. You've got this. We believe no journey is taken alone. Toyota, start your impossible.
August 1st, 2021, in Tokyo. The United States and Argentina meet. One will be eliminated, one will move on. And Argentina takes out the United States 3 sets to none. And for the first time since Sydney, the Americans don't get to the quarterfinal round.
Of course, joy for Argentina would reign later. This is the image that stuck with me. TJ DeFalco, who played an outstanding tournament in place of an injured Aaron Russell. Micah Christensen, the journey that those men had been on to just get to Tokyo. Of course, everyone knows what they were dealing with the year before, and then to have that happen is positively devastating. They carry that to this day, and certainly to this match.
You definitely do not forget that, and when you're in this match, you understand the significance of every single match, every point, every play. It's the Olympics, and anything can happen, and they're playing like they remember.
Several of them mentioned just the gift of getting to the Olympics. Athletes appreciate that. I think as you get older, you have so much else going on in your life. You have kids, you have injuries, you have things you've overcome. Just to get there becomes one thing, and then you move to the next step of playing at that level. Watching the numbers here, I know, Lima, I'm going to give you some team numbers here. You're going to give me some team numbers, but I'm looking at Aaron Russell, 3 of 8. Maybe not great, but highly efficient. He's still hitting 375 on that, no errors, but you were looking at some team numbers. What were you finding out of that first set?
Well, the biggest thing that stood out to me is the United States is an 80% perfect pass right now. That's an astronomical number, and that's what we were able to see in their offense. That's why they're hitting 450 right now. Passing nails, something John Sparrow said they had to do, and the opposite, 57% perfect pass for Argentina, which is still really, really good, and hitting 270. So that's the difference right now. A few more blocks for the U.S. as well. So they're just playing really clean, efficient volleyball right now.
Let's get it back to Heather Cox.
Well, guys, with so many veterans on this team, the question is, what is the team mindset approaching these games, especially after what happened in Tokyo? Head coach John Sparrow said, I don't need to give motivational speeches. They know it's the final run. They know it's the end of an era. Sparrow said that Matt Anderson, Max Holt, David Smith, and all of the outsides except maybe Aaron Russell plan to retire from the national team after the games. With Aaron Russell saying, we know this is our last chance, we owe it to each other. And Michael Christensen told us, the time is now. We have to turn that urgency into belief. And tonight they take that first step.
Yeah, a very solid start for the United States, but when you look at the tournament, when you look at the field of 12, both coaches, men and women, have said it's the deepest ever. Where do you see the United States fitting in moving forward?
100% in the mix. 100% in the mix. They're going to have to be on the top of their game to take out a couple of other top shelf clubs.
Yeah, and I think they're going to need to play like we're seeing right now, and that's a hard level of play to sustain. Even over the course of a match, it's really difficult. They're playing at such a high level, but again, with that tournament format that we talked about, with the rest they might get, being able to play at a high level consistently is possible.
We don't really know where they're at. Because they've been banged up, they have not spent a lot of time together. They got only one match when they went to Poland just before the Olympic Games. Serbia was affected by Microsoft and Windows 95 apparently, or 98, whichever one it was. So they did not make it to the tournament. So they got one match coming in. John felt like they played well in that match. They got a little bit of rhythm with Aaron Russell, who's been a little bit banged up. Jendrick's been banged up. Christensen's been banged up. They have hardly had any time together. So unfortunately, they're going to have to work their way through this tournament and see what they have. First set, I agree, look good.
Speaking of working the next up is Germany, October 30th, and then closing out against Japan. And if you watched with our coverage earlier today, Japan had 2 match points against Germany. Germany comes back and wins in 5. Poland had no trouble at all with Egypt, and Italy took out Brazil 3-1.
This is a fortunate pool if you're trying to work your way into the tournament, but it by no means is an easy pool. Argentina, Japan, Germany, all quality teams that will make you pay for a subpar performance.
That's the best way to say it. When we talked about with Argentina, they're never out of it. They're never out of it because they believe they're going to play hard. They're going to play together. They have to check them. They have Conte. They have players that can get it done. So it's never in the bag.
Well, and Bruno Lima was huge in that match going back 3 years. He was their leading scorer ahead of Conte, and you can't discount him.
There's the creative.
Such a beautiful flickster. Did you like the flickster, Salima?
I love watching it. Oh, I just can't stand it. I mean, watching both of these setters is unbelievable. With Pacheco just standing at the net. Take a look at this. A side set. Just flings it sideways, and there's a nice tool off the edge of the block.
That's a side order of perfect. Good response by Argentina. Both of you mentioned it rightfully so, and everybody knows that they're not going to go away. Averill with a kill out of the middle will get the United States to 5 after the Americans took the opening set 25-20 and look very comfortable doing it.
Do you think the court.
Now he's cruising
He does
around.
not know where the weight room is.
Oh, that's wrong.
He certainly knows where the apps are. Like that dude, he
Listen.
would not last in the American system. They would not let him out there because he'd walk in the gym and they'd look at him and not let him on the floor. He's outstanding.
That's the beauty of him. He's so unassuming. He's out there just kind of cruising around, and you get frustrated on the other side. You're like, wait, he's not even working hard.
He reminds me of Vital Hanen, who's been a coach now for a long time, both on the men's and women's side. I played with him in Novo Mosaic. You would never think Vital was an athlete, and his location was top shelf killer. Just the flip of the thumbs. Just the flip of the thumbs.
Yes!
As one of the best setters in the last 25 years. He's very happy about what you just said.
Sure. No, DeCecco, I'm not making any remark derogatory about his excellence. His style is completely unorthodox.
Perfect first contact after a good block touch. And Soji will see that ball drift long. One of the things that the players and Coach Barad told us was their was much better. How and did that really need to happen for them to move up?
I think it has to happen for the entire game. I think finally we've seen a generation of players that have caught up to the speed of the offenses, and I think that happened in 2016. That's where it really stood out for me. And somebody asked me why recently, and so that's because those players had grown up playing against fast offenses from the time they joined the game. It wasn't an adjustment for them, it was just how it was.
Yeah. And it's such a big difference. It's fast, it's hot, it's big. And the speed of the ball coming at you, watch some of these digs, you can't even imagine getting underneath this ball, but that's the difference.
Well, what it is, it's the read of the game. They're used to seeing the middle blocker end up short all the time. Whereas before, if you go back to 2004,
oh, he missed. Yeah.
The blocker is more often closed. Right. And it's a much different view from the back row with that middle blocker closed.
Reading around it defensively is different. Now you're in it, you're in the holes, you're seeing it totally different.
Absolutely. Because what happened for the players that made the adjustment, they went from seeing double blocks a lot to seeing 1.5, 1.125. It's a different way to play the game.
Good serve by Averill. Conti already with 4 kills, and that's an unfortunate. The United States on top of Argentina, 1-0. They took the opener very comfortably, 25-20. Argentina came back with a nice solid start of their own here in the second set, but the Americans have responded. Now tied at 7 apiece is Taylor Averill, making his Olympic debut. Will go back to serve and misses that. Into the top of the tape. Perfect pass, back row, quick combination. Anderson struggling a little bit here offensively. What do you see, Kevin?
I see a better block. I see Loser doing his thing. This is why he leads the VNL in blocks. Watch his reaction here. Did not get fooled by the quick at all. Up big on that big attack. The quick didn't bother.
And why that happened, the left side blocker was in waiting for the quick attack. So you had the left side committing on the big and no quick attack, and then Loser could go and take it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the name of the game. That's everything. And these two setters are the ones that can do it. If any two setters in the world can make adjustments on the fly without a timeout, having the coach say, hey, this is what happened, that registers quickly for Micah Christensen. He knows what's going on, and he knows where he needs to go to next.
Give you Anderson's numbers after this point. They're not good at all. Russell off the block and out of bounds. Matt Anderson playing at the opposite, passing in that position.
Yes.
1 of 9. Is Coach Barad thinking about making a change?
No. Because the only opposite is playing outside right now.
I don't think he ever be an entire lineup change, and I don't think he could do that. He's blocking balls, and so he's passing well, so there's a lot more that he can do and can offer this team other than attacking. And if they have everyone else doing their job, they should be okay.
Yeah, 100%. But the thing is, the backup opposite is Aaron Russell.
Is on the floor.
He's left front right now. There is no other opposite. There's clear on the middle on the roster who can play out of that opposite position. You don't have another tweener. You don't have Thomas Jeschke in there at the opposite. That would become a panic move.
and you're up 1-0, and you're only trailing 10-9. Who came in the second set, in the opening set, I should say, as well. Come in to bolster the passing a little bit for the Argentines. Good block touch, chance in transition, and just ripped by number 2, Russell again.
And Russell comes flying out of the
Yes!
Watch his play development. We're in the middle of action coming from. That's going to see the gap. Holds on the back line. Holds the block. They have to dive in. That's a big place to dive to be able to get a block on them.
And Russell, 4 for 4 in this set. So what was 3 of 8 is now 7 of 12.
Heating up.
Yeah, heating up, 583.
And with the ace serve,
Yeah.
the tape changed direction and completely fooled the Argentinian receivers.
583, and this is equal to 3 buckets in NBA jams. He's on fire!
Well, and Russell was one of the players that Coach Barra was really concerned about health-wise. They really had to bring him along, and you can see the fact that he is an absolute potential difference maker, whether he's playing outside or maybe even back up opposite. Aaron Russell for the United States absolutely heating it up, as you mentioned, Kevin Barnett. 4 for 4 offensively in the attack phase, and then back-to-back aces from the service line give the Americans their biggest lead of the set.
You get it?
And another. Officially on
You did? Yeah.
System there, but he is able to hit the side of the ball like we discussed earlier with Matt Anderson, but clip the sideline.
He clipped his wrist with that one too. That wasn't even a good swing.
Libero Donane in the black Libero jersey for Argentina. Good first contact, but what a job once again by Aaron Russell.
I take it back. That was a good swing. It just wasn't good contact because the result was the point.
There you go. But this is what happens when Argentina passes well. When you miss a little bit and you take something off of it, you get that ball right down the middle of the court, they can score out of the middle.
And John Sproul highlighted the offensive side-out rhythm that Argentina has been in as a threat, potential threat in the past.
USA plot thickens with Team USA assistant Javier Weber. He wears red, white, and blue, having joined the staff in 2022, but he was born in Buenos Aires and represented Argentina as a setter in 3 Olympic Games, won bronze in '88. He then went on to become the coach of the Argentine men's national team for 5 years. So before the match, I asked Javier about his feelings playing against his fellow countrymen. He said, quote, "It's a big challenge for me, different and difficult. I have many feelings. I joined my national team when I was 19, then coached for 5 years. I know every
Yeah.
So Javier finished by adding, honestly, I'm confident, I feel good about the challenge, and it is just a huge honor to represent the United States in this match."
Javier actually worked with Luciano Pacheco as he was coming up as a young teenager before he joined the national team. Javier was a huge influence on him, a man who drastically outplayed his height at 5'11". One of the most outstanding setters I ever played across the net from. He was a nightmare to read, and you couldn't believe what he would do at the net. He'd get somebody every single match. Stuff ball.
Weber played in 3 Olympic Games and in 5 World Championships, and when he saw the draw come out, he just went, "Oh no! What am I gonna do on Saturday, July 27th?"
As far as I'm concerned, beating anyone is fun. Beating your friends, people you know, even more fun.
It can be hard. It can be fun.
Not hard at all.
No, that's not hard. You're right.
Yes! Did he get it?
April again with
Yes, he did. Yes.
He's very, very solid.
So German coming through with that 31 gap move, and then April right back. So I love this middle game right now. They're finding space. This is where the middle see the block, and they can find the gap in between the middle blocker and the right side attacker.
I'd run it again. If you're not going to front with your middle blocker, we're just going to run the
Did he get it?
gaps all over the place.
So without question, as long
No,
as
he did not. It was out.
And, you know, you don't have that back row attack to be concerned about, but that's the cat and mouse game, right? Are you going to run it the next time? What are you looking at this time? But the passing dictates so much of this.
And that's something that Team USA's Javier Weber is going to be watching. He's in charge
Did
of
get it?
the setters, and so you see another.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Two teams were tied at 10 in the second set, but since then, you see 8-4 run by the Americans. Been solid in every phase, and Micah Christensen is going to a hot middle attacker.
At least one other national team member agrees with me. Phil Etherton checking in saying it's always fun to beat your friends.
Thrown off the edge of the block by Jan Martinez.
Yes!
And a lift is going to be called. We've seen that a couple of times, and Argentina will not like this one as they trail 19-14. Into the first day of volleyball competition, we've had some interesting results indeed. Germany over Japan in 5 and Italy over Brazil in 4 earlier today. Timeout called by Marcelo Mendez, now in his 7th year as the head coach for Argentina. Coached them to a bronze medal in Tokyo and also coaches one of the top clubs in Brazil. Adjustments here for Argentina to try to get back in the second set.
You're going to have to get the U.S. off the net, and they're going to find a way around the U.S. ball. You mentioned Poland defeated Egypt, and Egypt is the one team in the tournament that's not going to matter in what is the strongest field I've ever seen in the Olympics. But I don't think Egypt is going to factor in terms of who gets to the medal round.
And for Brazil, they get Poland next in what is the group of death. The United States got a really good draw indeed. When you just look at it, again, Japan lost to Germany. The United States next up plays Germany and then closes out against Japan. Free ball to Argentina.
Did he get it?
Block, but look who's on the floor. Matthias
Oh
Sanchez,
no!
has come on now for the Checo.
And Kurtzov, that's him on the right, a physical blocker, big, gets over the net, and that's going to be important for them. We're talking about slowing down the United States. How can they do it? How can they get a little more offense too? And maybe something here with this serve.
So Mendez making some moves on the sideline, bringing in Kukartsev at 6'8", his first Olympics. Oh, look out!
You know,
that's the downfall.
Yes!
You have to come in and rip it. You have to come in and rip it.
Get him a bicycle or something, or his arm worn with a band. That was not a good serve.
Comfortable lead for Micah Christensen in the United States, 20-15. Kukartsev again, Shoji is there. Really good dig by DeFalco, and a little lack of communication. Good effort by Russell along with Christensen, but couldn't keep the ball in play.
It's all good on the USA side right now.
I agree.
I love the scramble.
Yeah, that's a tough.
Even when you don't win.
They're both going after it. Micah wanted to hit it. Of course, he's flying it from the back row. They all want to do something with the ball, and that's what you do.
The last couple of plays, they've made a number of scramble plays, just paying complete attention to the ball. I love it.
Mistake serving Shoji.
Did he get it?
Good kill off the left side by Anderson.
Yes, yeah.
He handles hard service like they're easy down balls coming at It's at 8-9 feet, but it's high, it's up and down, and Christensen can run whatever he wants from that area of the court.
Liberos rarely get a lot of love. Sergio, of course, did for Brazil. But you can't win, you have no chance without a world-class libero, and Eric Sergi is certainly filling that bill for the United States. 21-17 is the advantage. The Americans looking to take a commanding 2-0 lead. Good high flat shot. Anderson back-to-back kills. What a good
yes!
One-on-one to try and bounce, go, really hard down, but he's going high and flat. That's where he's successful, and that's what he sees because he understands the block on the other side of the court.
I haven't liked the last couple of serves from Team USA, but I'll tell you what I have liked a lot. The way that they have taken a break where you get those couple of points and they've held on to it. They have not given back a run to Argentina. That's why they won the first set. That's why they're up in this set. The break came with Aaron Russell at the line, those 3 aces in a row. But they've held it. They're holding on to their side-out game.
And Russell having a big evening in Paris. 8 of 14, hitting 5.
Yes!
Get DeFalco one-on-one. He's going to make something pay. There is so much heat coming from behind that swing, and DeFalco can hit that ball anywhere he wants.
TJ DeFalco 7 of 9. A very evil 666.
And Micah Christensen is a wonderful athlete at the setting position, and 6'5", if not more. He does a magnificent job of playing his role at the net in terms of a blocker as well. That ball is called on a lift. 23-19, comfortable lead for the United States. 2 points away.
You still talk about the defensive effort. There's a lift in it, but still the momentum's there, the energy's there, the vibe. These guys are just scrapping and playing even better defense right now than Argentina, and that's what they need to do.
They're just keeping the pressure on Argentina, and they're forcing.
Yes!
Set point number 1, comfortable lead, very similar feel to the opening set between Argentina and the United States. DeFalco, like Russell, has been very good. Oh, isn't he indeed? TJ DeFalco dialing up the 5th
yes!
through 2 sets to the United States leading. 2 sets to 1 over Argentina. In the rematch, a bitter memory and defeat on August 1st, 2021. What a good start for DeFalco, Russell, Averill, and the rest of the United States.
Should this continue, they will exercise that demon, and we will not speak of it again here.
It will not cross our lips ever again.
That's 2 sets for USA.
Explore the world the Viking way. From the quiet comfort of elegant small ships with no children and no casinos. We actually have reinvented ocean voyages, designing all-inclusive experiences for the thinking person. Viking, voted world's best by both Travel and Leisure and Condé Nast Traveler. Learn more at Viking.com.
If someone is in trouble, you do whatever you gotta do to help them. It's a hard job for anyone.
Chicago Med, Fire, and PD. New September 25th.
I'm tired of watching Chicago TV shows.
Quarter pound of cheese was enough.
States looking to put the Tokyo Olympics and Argentina in the rearview mirror. That was the last time in 2021 that the Americans did not make it into the quarterfinals. Prior to that, it was all the way back in 2000. And just a look to see what the U.S. team has done through the decades in the Olympic Games, including a gold in 2008.
Gold in 2008, of course, the peak of the mountain for a lot of the athletes that have been through 1 or 2 Olympics before that point, perhaps 3. Volleyball, Tom Hoff, Ryan Millar, all having gone through the disappointment in Sydney only to the highest of levels in Beijing. Quite an incredible journey for those men.
Jump serve to that corner continues. It continues to just create fits for Argentina.
TJ's serves turned into an exceptional weapon for Team
It was
USA.
out.
His contact point has always been really good. TJ's not the biggest jumper in the gym, but he's the guy with the best contact in the gym.
We showed that video before about how despondent he and all of his teammates were after being eliminated, but TJ DeFalco was one of the biggest question marks going into Tokyo. How would he fare?
Do you get it?
He passed every test, and it was
Yes, yeah.
At that moment, as an athlete who'd been through the 2000 games and the disappointment of that, to watch that same thing play out in front of me was really heartbreaking to observe.
Pacheco back in with the bump one as play continues. The official not very definitive here in his calls.
That's actually an Argentine special. You can order that on the menu. I once saw Argentina in a match run a jump back one, bump, 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 jump back one.
I'm creating that picture in my mind and I'm having difficulty.
You and I were there in Dallas long ago.
Just underway here, third set.
Yes.
Started from the service line and it's carried forward offensively. How hard is it, Kevin? He played the same position. He's been in and out, not only of the lineup, but in and out of practice. Will he quickly get acclimated again to Micah Christensen?
This group has been together so long that the reps are not the concern. The health is a bigger concern. They spend so much time together. They're not building trust or building connection.
There's the jump bump one. It was almost there.
Let's rewind to that.
Yes.
I was certain that ball was going to be on the ground, but he's there. Every time you think it, he's underneath the ball, making these huge plays. But there's the jump back one. Well, he didn't jump. The back one.
Pacheco never jumps.
Hey, early here in the third set, we've got some time. The different format, playing 3 preliminary round matches as opposed to 5. We've talked about the age of the United States. Where does that format fit in with respect to their chances of moving forward?
Good for the players. Bad for John Sprague, who will age much faster during this tournament and in the lead-up. He has high cortisol levels.
It's hard. It's hard to wait. It's hard to wait, but you need to be able to be patient and use the rest. Use the rest for your body. I mean, they are giving absolutely everything right now. They're not leaving anything on the floor. They're playing as hard as they possibly can. They're not subbing right now. They need to be able to rest.
You, coach, put yourself in that scenario where you've had all that taken away. You have 4 years to get to and only guaranteed 3 sets or 3 matches. What does that do to you?
It's hard. It's challenging, but the key is making sure that the players don't feel like you're thinking.
You have to filter.
You absolutely have to filter, and you have to talk to them like this is going to be to our advantage. This is how we're going to win because of this situation. And then they believe in you. They believe that this situation is right for them right now.
So that sounds like a tough test of the coaching profession, your skills to not let that bleed.
You can't let it bleed because they'll feel everything.
Yeah.
United States.
Yes.
This rotation, and they do with Aaron Russell. Now the Americans still lead 6-4. Argentina really trying to find a formula to slow down TJ DeFalco, Aaron Russell, and the rest of the Americans, trailing 2-0. 25-20, 25-19. The Americans very, very comfortable. We talked about the formula of the tournament changed this year from past Olympics. Next up is Germany on the 30th, followed by Japan on the 2nd.
I think Argentina needs to keep up the alchemy here because they have not found the proper ratios.
Back to Ramos, who's been very, very quiet. Remember the leading scorer in Tokyo, number 12 in white. Not done much. American block and defense has been really good.
Yes!
Took away the angle, stuffed the ball. I mean, that's exactly. The United States is on fire right now, and they're reading everything as they should.
Celine was over here slowing up with Penn State pride. Just all over the place.
Well, there are 3 Nittany Lions on the team, mind you.
I didn't bring it up.
One on ours.
You guys did. I didn't bring it up.
Aaron Russell, Matt Anderson.
If Argentina's going to come back, 7's got to be the guy. I don't think Bruno Lima's up to it in this match. He is the leader of this squad, along with Luciano Pacheco. You're going to have to set 7 more.
Yes!
Triumvirate of the 3 Penn State Nittany Lions.
Getting the middles involved early creates these seams, creates the opportunity because Holt holds the block and Anderson one-on-one.
Facundo Conte is 4 of 11. He's sitting 90. That's not going to cut him.
Which means he's got a lot of errors. Loser again. Very, very nice thumb down.
And it's, cliche. We talk about it all the time in the serve pass game. If Argentina can get back in it and get their middles going and involved, that's going to open up everything. They've been effective out of the middle, but they're not able to get much going because their passing hasn't been where they want it.
What a good swing. Dug by Argentina. Going to get a chance here. That ball is thrown back by Abram. What an athletic play by TJ. He had no business.
Yes!
Christian DeFalco, what they built. He knows TJ doesn't need an approach. Let him back up, take a half a step, crank it.
I would love to see the communication. If we could see his face right then. He just backed up 3 feet, stepped close, and crushed it.
Americans leading 9-6. Anderson once again. Been a very comfortable start to the Olympics so far. The United States has had relatively big leads when they got first into the red zone. Anything above 20. I agree with you, Kevin. It's this man right here. Pacheco's got to go to him early and often if they have any chance to get back into this match. Good pass back.
Yes!
Argentina's hitting 254, the United States hitting 460.
Perfect pass. Everybody jumps with the middle, and here comes the big attack.
Falco's been superb from the line, attacking and also playing really good defense.
Oh yes!
The ability to block these balls, I mean, they're high, out of system, you know where it's going. But man, this is all Christensen. He lined up perfectly. He got his right hand where it needed to be. And he knows. He's like, what?
Well, okay. 6th stop. Christensen in control.
We're in the land of the birds now.
Okay, Nature Boy, what's that bird then?
It's a male finch. They give seeds to females in a bonding ritual.
wait to see how you make out as an equipment manager. Lysol laundry sanitizer? It says here it kills 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria in laundry. Everything smells so fresh.
My competition? Bring it on. Sweat, grit, oil. New Olay cleansing melts. Just soak, activate, wash. For 3 times better clean. For my best skin yet. New Olay cleansing melts. The official facial cleanser of Team USA.
Last match on day 1 in Paris, and it's been all the United States. Better than Argentina in every phase that you can think of.
I love this for the Americans. Said that they needed to bow a dominant performance. It has been exactly that to this point in this match.
You look at that replay, and Christensen's right on the net. It looks like maybe it was a free ball. No, that was Shoji digging a hard-driven ball right on the money.
They have just played with Argentina's
Is it out?
receivers. They are completely in their head.
Yes, it's out. Yes.
On the right and blue side. I love the location. Aaron Russell's run earlier, he skipped one off the net, he hit the next one down to the left side of the libero, he hit the next one to the right side of the libero, and TJ DeFalco's doing the same thing. This is a gamesmanship situation where you're the server, you're looking at the location of the passers, and you're hitting into open spots. And I always thought about it as, if I were receiving, what would I be looking for now?
Right.
What would I be vulnerable to right now? And then you identify where they are, pick your spot and rip it.
And it's so hard to do when you're ripping a jump serve, and they're really threading the needle at times. So
That's the control is easier.
Exactly.
DeFalco and the United States look to be on their way, but still work to do, leading 13-8. And to your point about the serving, aces don't often tell the story, but if you look at these,
Yes.
the United States is receiving a much higher percentage. 83%, can that possibly be in terms of perfect pass?
It's close. I don't know if set 2 stats are exactly correct, but the total stats could be close.
Argentina down at 56%, so dominating that phase of the game. That ball hit out of bounds by number 7.
Out of bounds. Yes.
15-8, the Americans rolling.
10 points to go.
You can take the L out of Lover right now. This match is over. Even at 15-8.
Timeout is called by head coach Marcelo Mendez. And we will step aside. All the United States looking to close this out in straights.
Dude, what are you doing? I'm protecting my car. That's too much work. WeatherTech is so much easier. Laser measured floor liners up here, seat protector and cargo liner back there. Nice. Out here, side window deflectors, and mud flaps, and the bump step to keep the bumper dent free. Cool. It's the best protection for your vehicle, new or pre-owned. Great. But where do I order? WeatherTech.com.
There is no gold. There is no silver.
Just thought those about
There
to
is no
die.
bronze. There is only blood.
Let the games begin!
The United States has a 6-1 run come to an end. Zerba out of the middle, but if you're on the sideline, if you're Marcelo Mendez and you're Argentina, I mean, where do you go? Whereas the United States is playing at such a level, they know they have no chance.
You gotta start point by point. You can't try and get it all back in one swing, which is what I feel Argentina's doing. They're pressing.
They're definitely pressing, and that's what
Yeah.
you make some unforced errors, and there's a lot to play too.
And you start yelling at the referees.
And you start yelling at the referees. But I think the United States service pressure is getting to them. Their block presence, whether they're blocking the ball or just in the way, is forcing them to hit a lot of unforced errors and really making them uncomfortable.
Good cover by Shoji, and good first contact.
Did you
Not
get
only
it?
there, but what quality of contact.
Yes.
Well, that's the name of the game. It's not just kicking the ball, it's not just playing the ball. They can scratch the defense. So when it's served and it's on the net, you can do whatever you want, and hope is up and available.
Oh, I thought you'd be more excited about Mike Christensen's
Oh, yeah.
body control and hand shape and
there are too many things to talk about. They're all.
Is it out of bounds?
That ball served just out of bounds, but
It's
Christensen in the
out
United
of bounds.
States goes a very
Argentina gets
comfortable
another
lead.
point.
Earlier today, we had Italy, the reigning world champions, take down three-time Olympic champion Brazil. Your thoughts on that match? Were you surprised at all by the result?
No, as expected. Italy's the better team. Brazil is just hanging on, and they even have some injuries that are going to affect them moving forward. But coming into this tournament, Italy,
yes,
years old, reigning world champions, in the conversation for the gold medal, breaking that drought on the Italian side. I do not have any doubts about their capability.
Yeah, it was exactly how we thought it might play out. The passing broke down with Brazil, and they have to be almost perfect passing for their offense to roll. And Italy's so big and physical, and they proved it. They proved what they've been doing all along is how they can play the game.
The other thing that they showed that I'm totally impressed with, as I am with TJ,
outbound.
his shot selection, is they did not
nope,
get
it's it, yeah.
It does not play with emotion. They don't play up and down. They mirror their coach, the Georgian, and they played solid even under pressure from the Olympic veteran Brazilian side.
Italy won that match 3-2, as mentioned before. Germany took down Japan on this opening day. 3-1, excuse me, and it was Germany over Japan 3-2. And right now, it's all the United States leading it 19-11. Argentina trying to find a way to get back into this match, but they're getting no help whatsoever from the United States. Facundo Conti got off to a pretty good start. What a pass by Shoji, and that ball blocked, and Loser, one of the best in the business, albeit undersized, will get the job done.
Loser was there and making a really nice read. He's watching Micah Christensen the whole time, so he was able to see the release of the ball and hang tight and not have to move.
19-12, which is a very, very big lead. Remember, first 4 sets to 25 points, and Max Holt and Taylor Averill have been really
yes.
Has been so on target.
5 more points left. 5 points.
100% perfect pass. I think that's exactly right, but man, it is high. They have to be passing over 75% perfect pass right now, which is ridiculous in any game, certainly the men's game.
Conti is able to sneak that ball down inside DeFalco. Offensive leaders, Aaron Russell, 12 of 19. TJ DeFalco, 8 of 11. Very, very good balance and hitting .483 on the match.
Well, those are great numbers, Paul. In the middle, 9 of 12 for a combined near 800. U.S. offense having a day.
Taylor Averill, this is his first ever Olympic match. It took him to the age of 32 to finally get into an Olympic Games. He had kind of a circuitous, sometimes eventful route to the elite levels of volleyball, but boy, is he making the most of his first opportunities. And Argentina, no chance today.
Yes.
Excellent word out of Saris.
And accurate, and you
accurate.
both know.
If you know, you know.
Look at Cristiano De Checo, just a quick reminder that he had the ultimate honor of an athlete of being the flag bearer for Argentina last night in the opening ceremonies. Very accurate bumps that they tried to pull their hands down, this time on DeFalco.
Yes.
Still to no avail. He had no answer for DeFalco.
And you know he's going to try to blast high with the hands with this ball high and out of system to watch. And then Conte pulls his hands, but he's still able to get off the block at the middle blocker. So smart.
9 of 12, 1 hitting error, hitting .676. Pretty good.
Well, I said it early on. It's hard to sustain this level of play, but they've been doing it. I mean, it's late. It's very, very late in the match, but it's really difficult to play it at a consistently high level in every phase.
It's a perfect start for the Americans.
Yes.
This match, tip to tail, the way they've played, the way they've taken Argentina out of their game, 3-0, perfect.
Conti, you look at that 7 of 15, not bad, but it just doesn't feel like he's had a major impact because the United States has been so solid in block defense and also from the service line. Play out of the middle by Loser.
bunch of feedback about beating your friends from people.
Yes.
It's going to happen in these Olympic Games for both the men's and women's side because the pro game, everyone's mixed. Everyone's playing in these leagues together. There are so many friendships on the other side of the net, and you know, they like having bragging rights to go back to the next professional season. So beating your friends is definitely better. In volleyball and in everything else, like pickleball, the whole game is just based on beating your friends.
I knew this was going to get to pickleball.
Yes.
Everyone knows it's just about there.
United States 2 points away, make it now 1 point away. And an absolutely commanding performance here. You got Serbians coaching Poles, you've got Italians coaching the French.
I love when players cut the ball. This does not get done enough.
This is it.
You have to be deep.
Match point number 1. Boy, very close to a foot fault. Block deflection, we've got just a bit. Next up is Germany.
Oh, Argentina's still alive.
That particular matchup.
One-man band.
Second try.
Shut him down. Georgi Grosser, you shut him down, they don't have a lot left.
He was magnificent, so.
Yeah, the band is pretty good.
Yeah.
A swing for match point, off the block and out of bounds. Aaron Russell, TJ DeFalco. I want to leave anybody out. A complete team victory in all phases.
Yes, we won.
He was missing in Tokyo. We know he's going to play an important role, and this is the way you start an Olympic Games when much is expected of you.
Well, they've been waiting to see this entire squad. You know, they've been, dealing with some injuries and dealing with the lineup that hasn't been